All right, we're going to shoot this quick little video and all about Facebook and how to navigate into groups, and essentially not just any groups, but groups that have a social learning capacity. So that's the groups we're going to be showing you. My name is Russell Pearson. If you don't know who the hell I am, go and check out russellpearson.com. I do all sorts of mentoring for business, but I'm doing this video to help some of my clients navigate through the Facebook group that we actually want them to be using. So if you're one of those people, welcome. So we've logged into Facebook. We're here. I've just got an account that I'm using. It's not my proper account. It's just a separate account so that you can see sort of the different things that you can do from a user point of view. And I want you to navigate through the search bar to actually go and find the programs that we're talking about. Now, one of the programs that I work with, one of my groups, is the Forge Business Community. So we'll put the Forge Business Community, and it might not come up for you instantly because you haven't been there before, but there it is, and there's my charming face, and you can click on there and you've already been most of you should have already got access to it, but if you haven't, you would click on that to get a good look, just like this. This is the inside of the community. Now, if you're watching this to just understand how to use groups at all, that is the same thing. You would use the search function to search for the group that you're after. And let's say if we were after Australian, because I'm from Australia, business group. Let's say if we wanted to search for a business group, we would do that through the search function. We can look on the side and say, do we want to look at posts with that search, or people, or photos, videos, marketplace, pages, places, groups, or events. We're going to click on groups. That's going to say these are the groups that are available based off that search phrase. And then from here, we can actually have a look. Do we want to join some of these groups? So here's a public group talking about Australian business owners. So I might want to join that. Yes, I'll click that. Sometimes within a group, it'll throw up questions, and there are up to 3 questions within a group. Sometimes it's easy to access, and just then we actually join the group simply by clicking the button. But let's say we've joined that group. We can click on the name of it. We're now in there. We can invite other people, and we can actually look through to see what type of group it is. Now, the learning group, which is ideally what I want to be talking about, is different from the group that we're looking at here. So this is more of a standard group. It has a lot of the same sort of pages, but not all the same pages. So it has an about page, which most groups will have, and it talks about what's the purpose of the group, whether it's public, whether it's private. Talks about who are the admins on the group and who are the members. That's what the about one tells you all about what's going on in the group. The discussion is where the conversation actually happens. So if we scroll down here, excuse me, we can actually see the different discussions that are happening within this group. Now, and I'll show you in a minute within our own group, the social learning group, that you can look at the same sort of discussions. We then have announcements, which are important things that people want to share. We've got the topics that hashtags ideally that are being used within the group. So if we want to say, all right, there's a number of people talking about Australia Made, 7 posts in this group, we can click on that hashtag and it will actually take us through to all the posts that are using that hashtag, for instance, right? We can then look at the members. That shows us all the members. This currently has 10,895 members in the group, and it has all the different people that are inside here. Now, what's interesting about this too, I think is interesting. So what I think is interesting. Of course, I do. But there's the admin and moderators. So they're the people who run the group. These are friends of mine. So I'm a friend of me. There you go. Members that have got things in common with me. So people who either know me in real life or know people I'm connected with. Then you've got people who are pages. So this group allows pages. Some groups do not. Some groups only allow personal profiles. And these are people who are new to the group. So all these people are new to the group. That's how you look at members. Events are different things that are happening. They could be virtual events like an online training class. They could be discussion groups or catch-ups, roundtables, meetups. There are all sorts of different types of events that people have, but you can find out what events this group is having right there. And media. So this is the different videos or photos that are being shared within the group. So I'm going to take you specifically through to the group that I want you to have a peek at, which is I've got 2 groups. Now, one is it's a private group, but you can access it if you can apply to access it if you're a business owner. It's a free group. It's called the Future Proof Business Group. Now, if you search for Future Proof Business Group, just up in here, so Future Proof Business Group. I've already joined it as this member, but you'll be able to click on it right there. And this actually has the structure of this social learning group, very much like what I explained before. So it's still got the about page, still has the discussions, and you can see the different discussions and things that people are watching. Some of those are pinned, which means that they're at the top of the thing. They're announcements, and other ones just happened, as in there's a new post, for instance, that I've just done. So they have discussions. Now, the difference between these groups, the social learning groups, and just a standard group, is they have these things called guides. Now, guides are ideally little learning pieces of content where you can learn something new. So in the Future Proof Business Group, there are these 3 videos that I've shot regarding making sales easier, creating your elevator pitch, or deciding whether or not to niche. There's one of the things. Classes is very much like the events tab, but you can actually define them as classes if you want to. Announcements, like I said before, things that you want to share that have got more importance in the group. Now you can actually have rooms inside a group, where it's like little chat rooms and things like that you can actually come together on. And I'm pretty sure you can do video conferencing in those chat rooms as well. Topics, very much like I discussed before, which is the hashtag. And then we've got a few more things in here. Members, which we identified. There's the different types of members that are in the group. The events, which we mentioned before. But these are the example of the events. So for instance, Tactical Tuesday is a video piece that I do every week. There was a discussion group that we ran last week. And then also just before that, we ran a brainstorming session. So that's happening under the events tab. And final media one has photos, videos, and albums of other things that we're sharing. And basically this group itself has a lot of my content. Now, for those people who've joined the Forge Business Program, you want to be going to the Forge Business Community. So the Forge Business Community, you can see it came up there. You're only going to get access to that if you have already become a member of the Forge. And by clicking in there, again, you're going to see, so what is this? Is invited you to become an admin of this group. I want to accept that because I'm an actual admin. But you'll see here, it's got about, discussion, announcements, rooms, topics, members, and more. The Forge itself doesn't have the e-learning platform because I've gone out of my way not to create it in here, because I've got a separate course. But this is where you engage with the different members of the Forge community, so the other clients, and we have our weekly catch-ups. And so in here, under events, that's where you see, like last Monday, we ran our strategy session, and this is where all the strategy sessions are announced. But the other one, which is the Next 60K program, which ideally you've already been invited to, but that is the program that I wanted to highlight. So Next 60K is a group. Next 60K clients. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I think it's actually, I've made this private for everyone. So that's talking about the Next 60K, which was a very, very cool video. But I'm going to pause this here for just a second, and I'm going to come back. So pause. And we are back. I've just invited myself to my own group, and I'll see that up in here under the notifications. So if you're just being invited to the Next 60K program, you'll get an invite very much like this, and you can click the join button. That'll take you through directly to the program, which is it's about to do right now, if the internet can keep up. I think that's already done that, so I'll click there. There we are. We've gone across to the program. So this is the Next 60K program, which is all about adding an extra 60K within either the next month or the next 3 months, whatever it is for you and your business. But here is the piece that I want all Forge members to get and get access to, because under guides here, this is the gold. You start here on guide 1. It says welcome, start here. Pretty straightforward. You then work through each of the videos one after another, and continue your way down through guide 2, 3, and this is the learning platform for the back of the Forge. We have a lot of other content as well, and I can show you where that is, but this is a nice easy walkthrough just to show you how to use these guides. And so I've got all these guides, but the idea is to read it from the top right down to the bottom. So we start here, we click on the first one. Click on that first one, it comes up, and there we go. We've got the video that started. Make sure you turn the audio on. I'm not turning it on now just so I don't annoy anybody. Have a read of what the post says. Watch this video, and then ideally do the thing that it asks you to do before you move on to the next one. All right, and you can click done to say that you have completed that section of the course. Now, it's great. These guides I think are fantastic for any sort of learning program, because you can, as a learner, you get to actually see where your progress is. So by clicking the done button, you know what you're up to. And if I click done there, for instance, it has a little tick on the left hand side, and that little tick is like, all right, I've already watched that one, I can move on to the next one. And you'll click onto there and you'll go to the next video and the next learning piece. So there are videos, there are worksheets, there is a number of other resources that are in the program itself. But to get to it, we go right all the way back to Facebook. We can go and search. So it'll show up in your shortcuts, just as a little aside. You can get these on the left-hand side there. You've got these shortcuts. But if you haven't got the shortcuts, because Facebook doesn't always play ball, you put in your next 60, and then it starts to prompt 60K with Russell Pearson. You click on that, and you'll go to the specific group. From there, I think I already did join the group, but there you go. Yeah, I already joined the group, so I'm not sure what Facebook is doing there, but that's fine. From there, you click on the guides, and then you start walking your way through. Now, if you've got any questions, please leave them on the comments, or ask me directly if you're getting this video from me directly. But that's how you go about using social groups, because I know a lot of people who are actually using Facebook sometimes for the first time, or they haven't been back here for a while. It can be a little bit confusing and a little bit daunting, but understanding those simple steps will actually get you started, so that you can get into the content and start learning more and more. So hopefully that's been of value. If you have any questions, as I said, ask in the comments or ask me direct. Until next time, stay passionate, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.